A new book is claiming British Secret Service agents plan to feminise Hitler to control his aggression. Recently declassified documents apparently reveal that special operations executive agents, like these, were preparing to lace the German leader's meals with estrogen. Unlike poison, the hormones would be undetectable by Hitler's food tasters. The author, Professor Brian Ford, says the plans were seriously considered by government committees set up during the Second World War. Well, joining me now from Cardiff is Professor Ford. How were they going to get it to him?
Well, we had agents who were quite opposed to Hitler and yet were quite close to him. And it was known that we had plenty of means of actually getting the suspect food delivered to Hitler's plate. Mind you, I don't think they thought it through. We now use estrogen, of course, to treat transgender patients with perfect success. But I must admit that the notion that if you turned Hitler into a woman, it would do away with his aggression, I mean, the people who decided that hadn't met some of the women I've met.
Well, who came up with it?
Oh, it was brought up as a result of an advertisement that was put in the papers by Lord Hankey, who was one of Churchill's senior advisors on science, actually asking everybody with any scientific idea at all to come forward to help in the war against Hitler. During the 20s, we'd been cutting down our military expenditure, believing that there would be no more big wars, whilst the Germans had been secretly building theirs up. So when war became close, we were grossly underfunded and we had our backs against the wall.
I mean, as you say, it's almost sort of comic in its misconception. What other sort of plans were there like this?
Oh, there were loads of them. I mean, one of them was to drop boxes of poisonous snakes, which would kill all the Nazi soldiers. Another one was to use glue bombs, so they would be stuck in their boots to the field and couldn't possibly move. They were going to drop heavy bombs into the crater of Vesuvius to release masses of lava that would get rid of all of the Italian Nazis. And there was even an idea to poison cabbages, so that when the German population didn't like these poisoned cabbages, they'd chuck them out. They'd be given to the livestock to eat, and in that way all of the meat animals in Germany would die and the Germans would starve into submission.
Do you think these sorts of cunning plans still exist?
I have no doubt they do. You have to wait a few decades before they release the facts, but I mean, there was a plan to invent an exploding cigar for the Cuban leader when he was originally appointed, and I don't doubt there are probably just as many nutty things going on at the moment. It's just that we don't know about them yet.
Professor Ford, thank you very much indeed for joining us
My
from
pleasure.
Cardiff. Well, tonight's main news, the Prime Minister and the